Let me just say a massive thank you to anybody that bothers to watch this one, because wow, this was a tough game to sit through. As you can see, I have brought a happy helper along with me, my brother, who I've gone to a game with for the first time in what seems like forever. So that was a good thing, but it wasn't a great game. Played with all the intensity you would expect from two sides who haven't really got anything to play for. It did finish Oxford United 1, Doncaster Rovers 1. Robert, I travelled a long way to go to this game. It's the first home game I've been to since Boxing Day 2019. Did Oxford serve us up a cracker?
Well, no. I think would be the fair way to describe that. Crap, I think might be the best way to describe that.
Crap? Really? Would you go as far down as crap?
I think the fact was there was no tension to the game. Mm-hmm. We would said it during watching the match. It was like watching a pre-season friendly. Yeah. It was one attack in the second half. It was walking pace. Both the players they were casually strolling around the pitch, gentle passes from side to side before they eventually launched an attack. And it was just so lackadaisical. Everyone sort of like, I'm not saying the players didn't try. Of course, the players came out there to win, but they were dropping that extra 5-10%. They were really trying for the result. And it just held. We just sort of, a game just drifted to 1-1.
Yeah, Doncaster needed something like a 20-goal swing. It may have even been more, but they've had a poor season. And I would say for 10 minutes they ran around a bit and tried to put a bit of pressure on. And I'd say both sides looked all right going forward, but both sides looked pretty ropey at the back. But Oxford did make changes galore for this one. Who is this left wing back?
Seydon?
Never heard of him.
I think he sounds French.
I thought we sent him away when we got rid of Thornley.
I don't know. I mean, it was just weird to see him there, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. He's been sort of like flung to the outer skirts of the squad for so long now. Yeah. Suddenly see him in the side, he's unusual. But
Robinson
played well.
Robinson did say that players are only going to play who are going to be our players next season, and Seddon is our player, so
yeah.
I guess he had to give him a run, which you didn't even know. You had to check.
No, we did. I just assumed.
I knew. I'm the one wearing the Oxford get-up here.
Of course, you understand that.
But I think the standout story of the game and the standout performance is for Oxford's 17-year-old centre-back. I don't know his first name, so I'm going to say Ellie Golding.
Yeah, Ellie Golding.
Ellie Golding. Made his debut, and I thought, despite the fact he nearly scored an own goal, I thought he played great.
He looked very solid.
Yeah.
All right, caveats out the way first of all. This was a good game to make your debut in.
Yeah.
Against a not very good side in a very, very low pressure match where the result didn't matter too much. That is an ideal time to make your debut. But he played really well, and he improved in confidence as he went on. A couple of the passes he made when going forward, he looked incredibly comfortable on the ball. I mean, he set up a good chance for Williams. He set up a good chance for Brannigan to get the cross in the first half, and he just looked generally good. And he was unlucky not to score at the end.
Yeah, he didn't. He had his chance and he cleared off the line. But yeah, for me, summed it up perfectly. I just thought very product of what Oxford United are trying to do through all levels of football. The way he was so comfortable on the ball.
I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, he's only 17, and obviously he's got a long way to go. But he looked very comfortable. We had a good pass on him. He looked quite strong, and yeah, there was definitely material to work with there as a player. You're not expecting him to be sort of first team regular next season.
No, I am.
But you do, yeah.
Long and lad Golding. There we go. Centre backs. So yeah, but he was really good. Gatlin O'Donkor came on as well. He's a highly thought of prospect. We didn't get to see too much of him in the second half, but
made a good foul though.
Very good foul. But Marcus Brown got a start. Played 60 minutes. I don't think he did a lot, but again, this wasn't really a game where.
This wasn't really a game. You know, he did a bit. He ran around, and this is more about getting fitness back to Brown, to be honest with you, more than anything else. But Marcus McGuane was the one to mention. Yeah,
I was going to come to McGuane because I was going to say there wasn't a lot on the line for a lot of the players, but one of the players I was expecting to see a pretty good performance for was Marcus McGuane, because I like him and I think there is a lot more to come from him. But he comes across as he's not like a Brannigan who like leaves his heart and soul out there on the football field, is he? He coasts through games, and you can get people can accuse him of being lazy, which I don't agree with. But this is the sort of game where you would have liked to have seen him take it by the scruff of the neck and drive it forward, but he didn't really do that.
This was a good game for him. He had plenty of room in midfield, mostly.
Perfect game.
And he had a chance to charge forward. He, like you say, a good chance to sort of take control of the game. But McGuane joined the club, and Robinson, in his usual hyperbolic manner, said that loads of players couldn't believe that we got McGuane. This was going to make a real difference. And he's been here a while now, and he hasn't really achieved an awful lot. He's looked good at times. He's picked up the ball. He sort of looks quite a tidy player. He's got a good pass in him, and there was definite signs during the game that he looked a good player. But by the other times, the times where he wasn't chasing back, he just let the game go past him. It's just frustrating that someone who does look talented, he hasn't really sort of dominated the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like he does a good move, and then he doesn't know how to take that forward in a way. But so not really too much to talk about in the game. We'll just go through the goals very, very quickly. First goal for Oxford United was a shot from Matt Taylor, which the goalkeeper really made a mess of. Doncaster goalie should have palmed it comfortably over the bar, but palmed it straight up in the air. And Billy Bowden ran in and had a tap, basically just let the ball hit him and go in.
I think it hit his chest and bounced him from 1 yard out.
Probably, yeah. And it was one of those ones where Taylor shoots and the crowd are like, oh! And then you're like, yay! And you just
everyone's immediately thinking, oh, he's offside. No, he's not.
Yeah, you're thinking, well, that's over the bar. Yeah. Oh, no, it's dropping in. Is he offside? No, it's a goal. But kind of goal that summed up a game like this, really, wasn't it? A very weird goal. And really, Oxford should have won the game, but they were sloppy at the back as well, and that was something that has been indicative of all season. I thought at times, not necessarily the three centre-backs, but there were times where they were left very exposed down the flanks and in front of them. And Doncaster did have chances before they scored, and they did look threatening when they went forward without having, they haven't scored 30-odd goals this season. They're not a real
They had a lot of possession, but there wasn't really an awful lot. I mean, well, you've mentioned it earlier. Stevens made a very, very good stays from Golden.
Yeah.
That was very nearly an awful own goal debut for the lad. But Stevens really bailed him out with an outstanding stave. And then just before Doncaster's goal, he made another decent stave, a good stave round the post. And up until that moment, you were saying that Jack Stevens had a good match.
I did.
And then...
Like the soothsayer that you are, you did call that this game was going to be 1-1 on about the 50-minute mark, and then Doncaster just sort of seemingly out of nowhere just slapped this. Someone just speculatively shot from about 30 yards, maybe 25 yards out, and it just went in. And we haven't seen it back, so it might have taken a deflection. But Stevens looked like he got wrong-footed. And then he wasn't able to get back the other way. So I'm hoping it was deflected. Otherwise, that's a pretty bad goalkeeper
If it's
error.
not deflected, that is a dreadful mistake by Stevens, because it looked like it went right at him, and it looked like it went over his arm. And I don't know how that ball went in. You only hope to God that is taking a wicked deflection or something and it's utterly wrong-footed, the bloke, because otherwise that is a shocker.
Yep. Not really too much more to talk about. So the season kind of ends. Oxford end in 8th place. We knew that before the start of it. But more points than we got last season. Book ended. It started with a 1-1 draw. It ended with a 1-1 draw. You can't get more poetic and symmetrical than that, Robert. But this wasn't, again, this game will be quickly forgotten. And again, thank you very much for watching. I am going to do more Oxford United videos before the end of the season. I'm going to do... I know. Here's another shocker. You're going to be in them.
Have I agreed to that?
You've just agreed. You're going to do it?
Oh, yeah, why not?
I've put him on the spot there, and he's given in to peer pressure. But we're going to do a video just reviewing the end of the season. We might do a video on player rankings. Maybe, maybe not. It depends how bothered we are to do that. But we'll go over all the stuff about who we think's staying, who we think's going, and where we think the season went right and wrong, and what Robinson did right and what Robinson did wrong, and all that stuff. But we're not going to cover all that one here. But Not really too much more to add. I thought Doncaster fans were good today. I thought they were.
There was very much a sort of gallows humour.
Yeah.
We are going to go down. We are crap, but let's have a good day and enjoy ourselves.
And they were very lively when they scored. They celebrated that goal very well, I thought. So we won't be playing Doncaster again next season. So unlucky to them. It's not been a good year, but hopefully you can bounce back. But
enjoy playing Swindon next season.
Well, they might go up.
Yeah, that is a scary.
We might have to get. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, right. So that'll about do it for me. Thank you very much for watching my reviews throughout the season. It has been a great season. I've enjoyed doing reviews. We'll be back doing them next season for sure. And if you can hit like, that helps me out so much. And subscribe to the channel if you like the content. But I'll be back for more videos very soon. So thanks again for watching. And from me and from the chap here on camera. There you go. Bye.
I'm not a pro like you.